Hey guys, and welcome to another Let's Fail with me, Nan Reimer from Rant Gaming. Now, the game that I'll be failing for you guys today is Warframe, and Warframe is a sci-fi themed third-person shooter from Canadian developers Digital Extreme. And yes, if you are wondering if it's seriously that Digital Extremes, you are correct. It is the Digital Extremes which helped co-create or co-develop uh, Unreal and Unreal Tournament, and also the Digital Extremes in charge of Dark Sector and Darkness 2. Now, at the very core of it, Warframe is pretty much a dungeon crawler. Even though it's set in space, it's like Dark's for Diablo, except instead of weird-looking aliens, you have these kind of like Evangelion wannabe Guyver suits. Now, the suits, or the Warframe, are pretty much exoskeletons which give the users certain powers depending on what suit is equipped. For example, when you first start out, you get a choice of 3 basic suits. And the first one is Excalibur, and just like his name implies, his main attack is a sword attack, where he charges into a bunch of mobs, or kind of charges through them and slices them. Then you have Loki, which, just like his name implies, is the trickster. He can create decoys, he can sneak around. And then you have Volt, V-O-L-T, who uses electricity. They have a couple others too. I think there's 8 classes in total. For example, Ember. I'm pretty sure you can guess what Ember does. Yes, fire. You have Mag, who uses magnets. How do they work? Then you have Rhino, which is a big brute and kind of runs over his enemies, just like a rhino, haha. Just so you know what's going on here, what we're doing, and that's me by the way, I'm carrying this dorky little briefcase because it contains a virus which I'm going to upload to the Grenier computer. And hopefully that blows up their ship or something. Not sure. Haven't played this one yet. Combat, even though this is a third-person shooter, plays essentially like a first-person shooter if you're used to that. So you're using the mouse, left click to shoot your main gun, right click will bring up your aiming to aim down sights. I have mapped my middle mouse button for my melee weapon, and if you notice that sexy little thing on my back, that sword is your knife in Warframe. Other than that, you can hold shift down to run around, and if you're running and then you also hit left control, you actually do a little sliding thing, which looks pretty cool. Space is jump, of course, and if something's just a little too high, you can jump and latch on and pull yourself up. And I just did a little slide there because I'm awesome. Yeah, the game is really, really loud. When you first start up, it's like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of koto, that Japanese drums. That's pretty much what it sounds like. It's like, don't. It is so fucking loud. You need to turn that shit off right away.
Patching us in now. I can't bypass this door. Scanning ship now for key pass.
Now, like I said, in this particular mission, I'm going to upload this virus to the ship's computer. But I've also played, let's see, 10, 12 maps now, and each map kind of has a different set of objectives. So in the last map, what we did was we defended a weapon, and previously we also escorted a hostage to safety, and then sometimes you just have a big old brawl with a boss. I think everything's been on a ship though. Everything's been on a ship. I don't remember seeing anything but the same damn ship. And by the way, if you kind of notice my my paint scheme on my Warframe, and yes, you can actually customize that. I chose to go with the Ava O2 paint scheme, and my nerd friend up ahead, not that one, he he decided to go with the O1. So you see me opening a lot of lockers, looting some corpses, and just, picking stuff off enemies. Like I said, this is Darkspawn Diablo, and it's a shoot and loot. There's nothing wrong with that. You can bring up to 3 friends to play with you. There's also an online matching mode. So hit online and you'll be randomly matched with other players if you so choose.
There are Grenier Marines all over.
So that voice you just heard, that wasn't mine, that was Lotus, and she pretty much is your Navi. I don't know who's more annoying at this point. Probably Navi. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely Navi.
Soldiers are on the way.
Above.
Kill him.
I gotta admit, when I have the little briefcase suitcase thing in my left hand and I'm just like shooting with my pistol, I feel a little bit like Agent 47. It's not bald. I should probably go ahead and tell you guys, this is a free-to-play game, and by free-to-play, I think we all know what that means, that Digital Extremes does charge for certain things. Like, it's absolutely possible to find blueprints for new weapons, and then it's also possible to farm certain areas to collect mats with which to make those weapons. And you can also use your in-game credits, the in-game currency, to purchase blueprints to make Warframes. The process is a little more involved, and it will take a lot of time. So Digital Extremes has made it possible to buy the full Warframe with real world money, called Platinum in this game. Now, normally I would be screaming my head off, how dare they pay to win, ah! But because right now, I don't know if they have plans to change it later, it is strictly a PvE game. You don't really need, I guess, that edge right away, so yeah, I'm kind of giving them the slide on that. If you're kind of wondering how much it's going to cost you, though, to get that edge, let's see, it's like $10 for about 170 plat, and then $30 for 570 plat. Warframes cost anywhere between 225 to 375 platinum, and weapons cost anywhere from 125 to 225 plat. So essentially you're spending around $10, $15, $20 to kind of trick yourself out. If you choose not to spend the money, and this is one thing that I definitely don't like about Warframe, is you're stuck with your basic Warframe, which essentially is half the true power that it can be. There's something called a pro upgrade, which unlocks the potential of your Warframe. And skill-wise, that means, like right now, the way skills are done in Warframe, you kind of get a skill web the way they have in Final Fantasy X and Path of Exile. Well, if you don't want to pay the 20 plat, you're not going to unlock that full web. You only get access to half or maybe a third of it. Like I said before, if there was PvP in the game, I would have a big issue with it, because essentially it's pay to win. But because, as far as I know, it's a purely PvE game, what it boils down to is, if you want to get better, you have to farm. And you have to farm a lot. Yeah, honestly, at first, when I picked up the game, I wasn't sure if I would enjoy the third person shooter aspect of it. Because normally I play Battlefield or I play Call of Duty. I'm used to first person. But Digital Extremes does know how to do combat, if anything. And I've really been enjoying myself. Even though, it's pretty much the same maps, just different layouts. Um, it's still fun. Just like you can play Diablo for hours and hours on end. Well, not 3, but just like you could play Diablo for hours and hours on end, or Torchlight, like you could play Darkspore just to keep looting. It's that same philosophy.
Manufacturing zone standing.
Now, if you don't have, I guess a first person or third person shooter that you're playing right now, it's not a bad investment. You'll probably have quite a bit of fun. If you are playing another FPS though, like I am, uh, honestly, I'm gonna go back to Battlefield after this. It's not that the game isn't good. I mean, the graphics are great, the combat's great, and I don't think that the cash shop aspect of it is too out of hand. I think some things could have been handled a little differently, but I don't think it's too crazy, given the quality of the game that they're giving you. But the reason that I would go back to Battlefield is because in Battlefield, when I want a tank, I get the tank, and I'm not paying $5 here and there so that I can use the turret. You know, it's a little like that to me. Oh, and by the way, you actually don't have to play with anyone if you don't want to. There is a solo mode that you can do as well, and there's not as many enemies, and I don't believe it's as hard. And obviously, if you want to bring a full group, like right now I only have 3 because my Canadian friend is probably drunk in a ditch somewhere. Um, but yeah, if you do have a full group, then it gets a lot more exciting.
Move on.
Oh, and I'm actually glad you're saying this. This is the mini game. It's the lock picking of Warframe, and it's kind of fun, especially when one of your friends is super drunk and he can't figure it out. See that slide? Yeah, that's dead sexy. I don't know. I get so addicted to sliding. Um, there's actually slide challenges as well, which are kind of cool. That you need to kill 10 enemies while doing a slide. It looks awesome. It's kind of like a triple S style score in Devil May Cry. And yes, the elevators from Mass Effect are back. The dreaded elevator. And what we're doing right now is, since we uploaded the virus, the ship's gonna explode, I think. And we are making our way to the extraction zone. Once we get there, the round is over, and then the game actually gives you a little roundup of how you did compared to your friends, so you can mock each other. In my defense, though, like real quick, because I know we're almost at the end here, thanks to the mini map in the top left corner. I had to carry that dumbass suitcase for the entire first half, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really count, you know. At the end of the round, you also get you also get to see how much experience you earned, and the nice thing about this game is if you only use your sword, then you actually only get experience for your sword. If you only use your pistol, you only get pistol experience. You can build your character the way that you play. So that's kind of nice about it. And here we are. We're all done. Look at that. Dun, dun. And there you go. I had to use my pistol the whole time because I was carrying the suitcase. Didn't see how that worked. I also won some credits and a whole bunch of mods. And since the round's over, I can go to my arsenal and just kind of equip those onto my character. And then we're off to the next planet. Then there's the don't don't look, I did terrible. I was carrying the suitcase. At any rate, that was my Let's Play haul for Warframe, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely recommend trying it out if you don't have anything else going on right now. I mean, it is free to try, and it doesn't have any weird restrictions, so definitely head over to warframe.com, give that a go. And as for Rant Gaming, go check that out too. I will have a little first impressions article accompanying that, so please go visit there and leave any messages or nasty comments that you want to leave. And I will see you guys in my next Let's Fail.